All right, everybody. Sorry about the little delay there. We were just making sure we had everything going. So we're about to get started with our Hacking with Haiku live stream. Excuse me. We are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and I guess Trovo. I was trying to get on Facebook, but I guess we were having some issues. So that's all right. We'll go ahead and forge along anyway. If we just go there. All right, what's going on, Ty? So yep, we're streaming. Actually, now we're streaming on Facebook. I guess there was a little delay there. So you see a couple things here. We already in the chat. Remember, we are doing our introduction to ethical hacking workshop on Saturday. So we're sorry about that. That's why I need a coffee. So you can click this link here or actually scan this QR code. I promise you, it is not a malicious link or a malicious code. Buy me a coffee, and that it will be used for just that. But yeah, so we are going to do our ethical hacking workshop on October 28th, which is this Saturday from 1:30 to 5. So you want to make sure you check that out. Everybody who is registered, you should be getting an email later on this evening with the lab information that we're going to be using. So go ahead and make sure you click that email and follow the directions in the email, so that this way we don't waste any time when we get to the workshop, because 3 hours or 3.5 hours may seem like a long time, but time flies when you're hacking. So let's see here. We are going to, I just want to put on Twitter here that we are also streaming. And it's crazy how out of practice I am. It's not even so much that it's out of practice. It's just again, setting up a new station and doing all that. And like I said, I used to have my Stream Deck, or I still have my Stream Deck, but I used to have my Stream Deck set up where I could just kind of push all the buttons. But obviously, this is not my main streaming station, so we don't have that. Hold on. All right. And I just want to put this link in here. All right, cool. Yep. All right, so where were we? Oh, yep, we're about to get started with the haiku stream. So, as I mentioned, we are still getting used to getting everything over here set up. It's taken some time, obviously, with building out the center and running all the other programs. Um, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right, and we're going to have this place just as good, if not better, than my main setup. All right, so when I was talking to a people from the last stream, as well as offline, a lot of people were asking me questions as far as what's haiku and why do I enjoy it. And to be honest with you, like I said, I really like what they're doing with the I really like what they're doing with the whole gamified approach. And um especially when you're dealing with the younger crowd and or people who kind of prefer the gamified or the gaming aspect of cybersecurity. There are a lot of other sites that do certain things similar to that. You have Try Hack Me, you have um, Hack the Box, you have Phone Hub, which will be using and utilizing for our workshop. But Haiku's approach, I think, is just really cool. And I'm trying to get this stuff off of here. Give me 1 second. Nope, I don't want to do the chat overlay. All right. I want to get the QR code off of here for a second. All right. So, like I said, so everybody's talking about, why do I prefer haiku? And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick at the moment. So, hi, Rascal. So, haiku, if you check out haikuinc.io, you can do so many things. There's haiku, which we're going through now, and it tells you, you're just kind of going through the game, learning some real world skills, and they're tailored to the nice workforce roles. So again, they created their game to match up with skills that you would learn or that are necessary in the real world. And then you have Haiku Pro. Now, Haiku Pro is a little bit more in depth, and this is more of like the CTF style, where you're going through a bunch of different cloud-based networks, and now you can work on the skills and actually develop the mastery of the things that you can learn in World of Haiku. And then, like I said, what I really like is the concept of having those skills then be updated to your profiles so that when you do look for jobs, you have it there. And then also, as you go through the game, it actually tells you about different jobs and different roles and different opportunities that you can qualify for by learning these skills. So it kind of gives you a double whammy for those who aren't really familiar with cybersecurity. JM says, "What's going on, man? Thanks for joining the stream." And you said, "What's my role as the leader of an esports group?" As a leader of an esports group, I'm a coach, right? And I want to get back to the haiku stuff real quick, but as a coach, my goal is just kind of make them be the best versions of themselves, just like any other coach, right? Do I have to know and be proficient at every single game they play? No. Am I familiar with all the games? Absolutely. I'm a gamer myself, but as the leader, as you would so put it, my goal is to just kind of make sure that everybody's playing to their best potential. But I'm also teaching certain things that I want to infuse into those trainings. So you have things like communication and life skills and collaboration, leadership, sportsmanship, integrity. So, I'm making sure that all of my lessons kind of have that element in it as well. So again, when I do my when I have my approach with my practices, for example, I'm teaching them certain things, but I'm also teaching them certain things that are very helpful to them. So, we talk about motivation and we talk about strategy, and and again, they have to speak to their own experiences, they have to speak to their own strategies, and we're working on, that's also helping work on their written and verbal communications as well. So I hope that answered your question. But yes, my leader, my role as the leader of the group is to just make sure that they are the best versions of themselves. Sort of like I guess you could say they're like the team manager, where the team manager may not be the super skilled, but the team manager knows how to use each of their traits to the best of their ability to achieve whatever goal that they're looking for. All right, y'all. So going back to Haiku Pro, like I said, this is a little bit more in depth and a little bit more difficult than the regular haiku. So this is why we kind of recommend that you have some experience with haiku before you jump into Haiku Pro, or you just have experience in cybersecurity before you jump into it. But like I said, I like these two, and now they also have this one, and I'm kind of kicking myself. I'm kind of kicking myself because now I have this workshop that I'm coming up with, and I would have loved the opportunity to use the Forge. So now they have Haiku Forge where you can actually build out your own simulation or your own environment, and now you can have your own gamified training. I think that's what I'm going to go with my next time. My next workshop, I'm going to have my next ethical hacking workshop. I'm going to try to use Haiku Forge. So if you guys are watching this, let's get in touch and let's make something happen. I would really love to jump into that. Maybe I'll stream that as well. And then this is just kind of the admin panel. You don't have to really worry about that. And then the other thing I like about Haiku is we'll go back here, is just like everything else, it kind of gives you your rankings and stuff like that. So right now, I think I'm ranked like 960 something in the world, but that's because I'm only going through this on a weekly basis. I'm pretty sure once I start getting into the more competitive nature of the challenges, I'll be up in rank fairly quickly. JM, is this a young group or adults? No, no. I honestly want to offer esports training and leagues to everybody. So I keep getting approached by people about doing a league for older people. I actually had a conversation from a bunch of older gentlemen who are retired, and they want to get into gaming. So no, absolutely not. If you guys want to do a league or something like that, hit me up. You can let me know here. You can send me a DM. You can email me at djackson@alphaesportstech.com and let me know what you want to do, what you want to play, how many people are interested, and let's make it happen. I am all for it. Shoot, I want to play. I want to play myself. I want to get in some of the games myself. Especially like the Overwatches and the Rocket League and stuff like that. So no, let's definitely make it happen. If you are in the area, or if you're remote and you want to join a league, like I said, let's talk. I'm trying to do that now. I'm gonna be honest. I have been focusing on the younger crowd right now because it is esports season right now with a lot of the high schools in the area. So that's kind of been my focus, where I've been reaching out to a lot of the schools and a lot of the kids in the area. But I'm open in the evening time, and I'm open on the weekends. I'm open during the day when the kids are at school. Man, let's talk. So yeah, if you have a bunch of people, or if you're interested in starting a league, we can do that. If you have a bunch of gamers and you want to have a LAN party and you need a space to throw the event, we set that up as well. You want to have a private event like a birthday party or a job, like team building events with your job, we do that as well. So just let us know, and we can coordinate some stuff. All right, so just to kind of do a quick refresh for anybody who is new, we are about to embark on mission 3 for Haiku, World of Haiku. We are streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and both of our YouTube channels. So we are streaming on Alpha Cybersecurity as well as Alpha Esports and Technology. I own both of those, and they work well with each other. And we have partnered with Haiku, the interactive training platform that teaches cybersecurity and cybersecurity concepts through a gamified experience. So we're about to hop into mission 3. Again, we are streaming live from the Alpha Esports and Technology Center here in Sewanee, Georgia. So if you are local or if you're in the area and you want to stop by, come check us out. We are open pretty much every day except for Sundays. Sundays we are closed to only except for private events. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So like I said, and the other thing I like about Haiku is they're constantly doing different stuff. So right now they have their dojo where they're teaching Verb. If you saw my Q&A stuff yesterday when I was setting up that Cali instance for someone, we were talking about Derb and GoBuster, and Derb is definitely a good tool to use. We might do that one as well. So, all right, let's hop in. I think we're good. We set the tone, we set the room. I don't know if you can see this out up here. So the other thing that I like is, again, Haiku, while you're going through the loading screens, it gives you a bunch of little tips and tidbits about cybersecurity. So for example, so this is about the game. So Rascal is classified as a level 2 artificial intelligence. But the previous slide was basically talking about the CIA triad, which is pretty much everything that cybersecurity goes after. And then here, if you want to know about the latest exploits, you can go to Exploit DB. All right, so we'll go ahead. And now, just to give a quick recap, if you want to check out our previous streams for hacking with, like I said, I call this hacking with Haiku. But if you want to check out the previous streams, you can go. I'll put the playlist in the chat where we did the previous 2 videos. Come on. Boy, streaming live. It's easy when you're just doing it before. But yeah, that was part 1, and then this was part 2. If you want to, keep up on what we're doing here. So the story so far is our character, or us, because it's supposed to be they're talking to us. So the story so far is that we were approached by a team of hackers or cybersecurity professionals to look for someone named Sorceress. Sorceress was a member of their crew who went and kind of went undercover to a terrorist organization and trying to uncover some information before she went missing. So our mission, the first mission, was to kind of figure out, what was going on, who was up to no good, and what they were trying to do. At that point, we determined that they were trying to create a some malware or a cyber attack called the Horseman malware. And then the second mission, we started learning about who their potential targets would be. I think I'm gonna actually recommend that too. There should definitely be like a story so far type thing where people can kind of keep up on what's going on. So that was what we did on the first 2 missions. So we're good. I just want to make sure. Let me check the chat real quick. Yep. All right. So we're still good to go. All right. All right, so now we're going to hop into mission 3, and mission 3 looks like we're going to, mission 3B is locked, so we can't see what they're about to do there. But it looks like we're going to we're going to look for a file and the AZS cyber attack targets. I feel like, nope, we didn't do this one yet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hop into our mission. All right, so we're about to find out who's paying bit creds to get the job done. We have an incoming message from EOS, formerly Cybermancer. She left and joined the Ronin faction. She still helps out from time to time. All right, yo, D Jackson and Rascal. This network looks really secure. Figured you could use my expertise on this one. Okay. So, yep. So we're playing. We're playing the World of Haiku. Oh, I have to put the. Let me put this back in the chat again. Nope, that's the link to the last stream. All right. So okay, we should try my favorite combo. IF config and nmap. But first, earlier you uncovered Agenda 21 IP address while sleuthing around the G Corp network. Rascal recorded it for you in your notes. Try the ping tool to make sure that the network is accessible. Okay, so first let's do this. So who am I? And then that's print working directory. All right, so we're good to go. All right, so we're gonna go ping. That's our IP address. So are we pinging 192? I have to stop doing that. 191.192.1.20. All right, so when we're pinging with Linux, you'll see that it is just continuous. It's going to keep going until we tell it to stop, and we can tell it to stop by holding control and pressing C. I don't know if it'll let me do it here, but if we wanted to just say let's limit it to 4, like when you ping on Windows, we would do this. No, sorry, ping. There's a space. Too many arguments. Actually, we'll just do this. So we'll say man. Yep. Okay. So it's not giving us. We can't do it. All right. So tab up to see what we just tried to run. So we tried to do 192.168.1.120. So let's do 1.202. Okay, so those are all alive. And now we're going to hit Control C again. We're going to hit up and we're going to go 196. Oh, now that's 192.168. All right, so 192.168.1.190. Yes. So again, for those who don't know, ping is essentially it's just a network scanning tool. It's a passive scanning tool. What we're doing is just trying to see what hosts are alive on the network. So as you can see, looks like we pinged the router. We pinged this, what I'm assuming to be a firewall. I still don't know. This looks like an internal IP address, and then this leads to internal network that leads to then this IP address here, 199. So we've pinged 3 of these, and now we'll do that one, and it looks like we got a response for that. JM, is this game free? It is. I believe there is a free trial, but for World of Haiku, it is $9.99 a month, and that's because they're constantly updating it and giving more challenges and stuff like that. And then Haiku Pro is 19.99 a month. But like I said, that's the one that also kind of updates your skills and your profiles and everything like that. If you are interested in checking out Haiku, you can check this out here. You can sign up for it, and then, like I said, there is I know there's a free trial for Pro. I'll double check if see if there's a free trial for World of Haiku. But if you can use that link, that would help out. That would help out the stream as well as the center and and what I'm doing. So, um, it's crazy. Like I said, happy Cybersecurity Awareness Month, everybody. Again, anytime I stream, especially on Facebook, I get all kinds of weird messages and I'm getting spammed and I'm being, it's just, it's really weird. Hold on. All right. So, looks like yeah, Malik, what's going on? It is a great way to practice. Honestly, it's a great way to get people to learn, especially when I'm doing my younger mentorship groups. They really, really enjoy it. Like they're interested in the story, and that's something that I was really excited to see when we were talking to the Haiku team originally. Is that the story is engaging and it does make them want to learn more. And again, how they crafted the story so far, we're only on the third mission, but how they crafted the story so far makes you want to understand the skills that you're learning so that you can read the files. And then even though you're doing the missions, it makes you want to go back because you're trying to stick to the mission objectives, but you might want to read. So for example, there are like diary entries and stuff like that. And yes, it sounds weird, but when you're going through the process, you want to understand everything that's going on. You want to gather as much information. And the diary entries, when I go back and check them out, it gives more perspective to the game, as well as some of the people that you're coming across. You're not necessarily coming across them, but like you're interacting with their accounts. You're interacting with what they are, their roles in the company, and you can kind of see where like some of them are conflicted. Like it's really cool. So Professor Black Ops, what is going on? So many flashcards for memorization, but that only goes so far. I need something like this to get reps in. No, it's like I said, it's really cool. And then when you add it with something like again, I'm not beholden to one platform, but you have this, right? And again, this kind of teaches you through the story, but then you have other stuff like try hack me and hack the bots and other stuff that you can do to kind of get more understanding as for what they're doing as well. All right, so we just did ping, make sure the network is accessible. It says now they're going to go into the device. We can use a tool combo that EOS mentioned to gather information about the network we're working with. So now we're going to use ifconfig and nmap. So ifconfig is similar to Windows' ipconfig, which will tell us the IP address of the computer that we're on, as well as the network information, the subnet, and all of that. So I guess they're going to want us to do that. Again, I'm trying not to jump ahead because the last time in the very first mission, it kind of messed some stuff up. So nmap is used to scan networks for active computers and open ports on those devices. Yep. If we compare a network to a street, each computer is like a house, and the open ports like open doors or windows. We may only find a couple open ports on each device, but we should try as many as possible to get in. Using nmap, we can quickly scan all these ports to find a window of attack for us to hack into. All right. So again, if you want to learn more ports, you can use a glossary in your manual, or you can again type in man. So one thing that I do uh, suggest to my students or the mentees that I work with, um, even though they tell you you can do things using the file explorer up here, or you can use the manual stuff up here and do this. I tell them to do everything, in the command terminal. So like I said, we do man nmap right now. That says it's locked, but we do man ping. Nope, that's all right. So we do man ping because I want them to get the hands-on stuff. Because again, you can you can know how to do it, but when you're working in Linux, Linux hardly ever has a GUI, especially when you're dealing with Kali Linux, Parrot OS, and all of that. So I find it really cool that they can kind of see what they're doing. Like for example, they can look through the file explorer and they're like, oh, okay, this is this, but this is very familiar. This is similar to you know going through and doing it here. So look, cd system. So it's actually showing you the commands as you're going through the file explorer, so that you know what you're doing. And then if you just hit up and up, now you're back to your original directory. All right, so now it says we want to type ifconfig into the terminal to grab the network info. So we'll just go ahead and do if. It's not going to let us do tab complete. All right, so we're going to do ifconfig, and now we get our first check mark, and now it's telling us that our internet address is 192.168.1.199. We're on the network 192.168.1.0 with a subnet mask of 255, 255, 255. All right, so we've highlighted the information that you'll be using. Now it says first, let's look at the net mask. So that's the 255, 255, 255.0. Looks similar to an IP address, doesn't it? Now, that tells us the size or range of the network. This is measured by how many IP addresses are available for assignment on that network range. To scan the network, we need to give Nmap the first IP address in that network range. The net mask tells Nmap how many IP addresses to include in that scan. To find the first IP, we can use netmask, the netmask found in ifconfig. So okay. So you see that 0 at the end of the net mask, that's 255, 255, 255.0. This means that the network IP address is the same first three sets of numbers as the IP from ifconfig, but the fourth number will be a 0. So they're basically saying that it'll be 192.168.1.0. For in this instance, the network IP address is 192.168.1.0. Also, with a single 0 at the end of the net mask, you'll need to run nmap with the network IP and /24 at the end. Let's see how they explain it. The /24 is a shortened version of that net mask from ifconfig. I automatically converted this just now using the net mask conversion chart found in your manual. All right, so we go here, and then now you have your net mask. So /24 network, it shows you right here. 255, 255, 255.0. So now it says we're going to use that /24 net mask to scan for any available devices and their open ports on the network. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that by typing in nmap. Oh, wait, let me just make sure that they're not going to ask for any flags. All right. So we're going to go nmap 192.168.1.0/24. So basically what we're doing is we're scanning the entire network, the entire /24 network. for any open IP addresses, and based off of that, it'll tell us what hosts are alive, what hosts came back and gave us information, and then what ports are live on each of those systems. So when we run that, we'll see that we ran it here, and now we have 196, which I believe is the main this address here for the house, and then there's 249. Looks like port 22 is open, which is an SSH service, and then same thing for 199. It refused connection on 999 ports. Same thing, SSH is open. Same thing with .240, 239, and 232. So we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I believe what was our IP address again? What was our IP address? 199. So this is us right here. So if you eliminate us from the equation, we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IP addresses. All right, so we following so far. Now this looks interesting because now the device, these all have different device names, and now this one is named admin. So there's admin, burner, Kunwu, Cobalt, Cobalt WS. All right. Anyway, I can use the open port information to access a host on the network. Navigate through this device using File Explorer or your terminal commands. So now we're here, Kunwu-WS. It looks like they were able to steal the password at some point, and what they did was they SSH'd. So SSH is a secure shell protocol or secure shell service that runs on port 22. So if you remember, we did that, and we are on 240. So 240, this was the service that was open. So in order to get in there, they would have had to know the username and password. I'm hoping as we progress through the game and the game gets more difficult, that it'll allow us to actually do that. But hint, hint, if you sign up for, and I know it sounds like a shameless plug, but if you sign up for our workshop on Saturday, one of the things that we will be doing is SSHing into a victim machine after we steal their credentials. So make sure you sign up if you're interested. All right, so you like how I did that there? That's great. Okay, so anyway. All right, so now we got that, and now we're here. Now it's telling us to navigate through the device using the File Explorer or our terminal commands. So now this one sounds like it's a little vague, but that's why you have to go through the previous missions, because in the previous missions, they teach you how to do that. So again, you can use the File Explorer, which I'm not going to use the File Explorer because I want to do it hands-on, and I want all of you guys to do it hands-on. I want my students to do it hands-on so that if my students watch this, they don't see it and then call me a hypocrite, because they will call me that. But but yeah, so we'll go ahead and we're going to navigate through this system. So again, we're here. So the first thing we want to see is, who am I? So we are Kunwu. I hope we are pronouncing that name properly. And then we'll see the print working directory. We are in the root directory. So now let's go ahead and clear the screen. Typically, there would be some other things I would do, but because I'm pretty sure, these are very limited to what we do, I'm just going to follow with some of the basic stuff. So we're going to hit LS to see what we have, and then we have in our directory, we have a documents folder, a downloads folder, a mail folder, and a trash folder. So we're going to want to go ahead and change our directory into documents. So we'll do CD for change directory, and then we'll do DOC, and then we'll hit tab for tab autocomplete, and now we are in the documents folder. And I'm gonna show you in the File Explorer again later after the fact. Parker, what's going on? Yeah, Haiku's pretty cool. I actually came across it. I'm familiar with a couple people on the team, and shout out to Dr. Jerry Auger or Auger. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. But he was streaming it as well, so I actually got a chance to speak with him and the team at Haiku, and then I kind of told them my idea of what I wanted to do with this program, as well as something that I'm doing at my center with the students. So if you want to follow along, Parker, you can register, you can sign up for it here. I believe there's a free trial, but if you decide that you want to go ahead and purchase Haiku, World of Haiku, this game that we're playing right now is $9.99 a month, and they're constantly doing different challenges and different events, and they're constantly updating it. I know Steam had like a base game for a while. I think they took that one down. And like I said, the base game is just that. It's literally like just a base game. There's no new updates or anything like that. And then there is Haiku Pro, where it kind of gives you more of that CTF hands-on stuff. So my goal is to go through this stuff and then lead into Haiku Pro. And then they have the Haiku Forge, which I was talking about earlier, that I said I was kicking myself because I have my ethical hacking workshop on Saturday. And had I known about the Forge sooner, I could have built out a gamified version of it. But you should probably subscribe to Alpha Esports and Technology. Come check us out if you're in the Georgia area. Check out our website, check out our social media, because that might be something I can offer online. Again, I'm getting really good at this plugging stuff. All right, so we now went ahead and we changed directories into here, and we went into the documents, and we see that there are two donation XML spreadsheets or XML files. So we're going to concatenate with the cat command, and now we're going to say donation dash. We're just going to do it in order. So we're going to check this one, and it looks like we achieved the next part, which was find a contractor of the host owner. So with that, we see they sent some bit credits to Catalyst. I'm not going to try to even go ahead. Donate Coastal City Chaos Control Red Cross Relief bit credit Coastal. Status complete. Okay, show blockchain record. All right, so again, this game also takes place in the future, and it looks like everything is done via their cryptocurrency bit credit. Okay, navigate through the device. All right, so that's who he's paying to initiate the other cyber attacks. So they said it was a donation, but it looks like it's the payment for the cyber attack. This was their fee. This is what they sent over. Okay, so there was a transaction made. I know that name well, Catalyst. Gun Gear told me you were able to hack into his device. I'm impressed. Well, thank you very much. Is there a big experience that separates this method or platform from others like Try Hack Me? I haven't dived into theirs yet. Try Hack Me is like a short answer is yes and no, right? So Try Hack Me is like a Jeopardy style CTF game where you can kind of go through it. You can also link your own Kali Linux or Parrot OS virtual machine to it and VPN in and go through their challenges. And then as you go through the challenges, you answer the questions that they have. World of Haiku Pro has something similar. Try Hack Me so far, they've been out longer, and I love Try Hack Me. Shout out to Try Hack Me. I'll probably take part in their Advent of Cyber event if they ask me to do it this year. I did it the year before, year before last year. But they have a lot of rooms and stuff on there, and then obviously there's a free version and a paid version as well. So for my mentees, I recommend both. I tell them to at least go through World of Haiku first, because again, the people that I'm dealing with right now is a younger crowd and they're into gaming. So we use the gaming element to go through the story. That's what's keeping them engaged. And then once they do that, then I can say, now check out Try Hack Me, now check out Haiku Pro. And and do it that way. So, all right, cool. All right, no problem. So let's see. All right, Catalyst. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clear this out, and now we are gonna look again, and we are gonna concatenate. So that just means read second donation, and this one looks like gang reduction initiative. So it looks like they're sending these things, they're sending these payments, they're sending these donations, and they're saying that they're for good purposes, but they're secret transactions. Shocker. All right, so we saw everything that we need to see here. So now we're going to do cd dash dot dot, and that's going to go up one directory. And now we're going to go back again. And now if you just want to see what I did using the file explorer, open up the file explorer. So this is essentially the equivalent to the ls command that I did. And then if you double click this is equivalent to the cd documents that I did. Oh, I didn't even look at this one. After going through the keylogger data, I have identified the requested account number, the account number AZS uses to make and receive confidential payments with ABM, likely linked to a cloaked line of microprocessors. Perhaps this is the key we need to progress deeper. AZS server IP 10.181.45.45. Okay. All right. So basically, what I did when I just double clicked that was the equivalent of the cat command. So now if I hit the up button, that's the equivalent of cd dot dot. And again, now if I go over here, this is the equivalent of adding out these as well. All right. So let's close this out. All right. I know the name well. Okay. So server IP, that's got to be important to Agenda 21. Rascal, make sure you copy that into the notebook. Save the IP address to your notes. All right, so now we have that. Now, what I also like is that they're telling you that they're saving notes. When you go into pen testing or you're doing bug bounties or anything that has to do with any type of offensive security or any type of assessment, you want to make sure you keep very detailed, meticulous notes. Why? Because at the end of every assessment, there is going to be a report, and the more detailed the report, the more solid the more solid of a report you'll have. So what you'll have is you'll run into situations where you'll do a report, you'll do an assessment or a pen test for a company, for a client, and they don't agree with your findings. Now, what I do, I literally give you a play-by-play, almost like color by numbers approach in my report writing, especially when I'm going through the attack narrative. I'm literally telling you what I did from the moment I logged in to the moment I got root, assuming I got root, because you don't always get root on all of them. Hint, sorry to bust anybody's bubble. But like I said, I give all the notes. I literally copy and paste the commands that I typed in, because what I want to end up doing is I want to find who's the most non-technical or the least technical person in the room, and I can get them to recreate what I did. So especially if I do find something or I do exploit it, I'm screenshotting everything. I'm showing you the commands. I'm showing you what happened. I'm almost letting you peer into my brain and figure out my thought process, so that when we go to that meeting and I'm saying, hey, this is how I got into your system, and I give you a step-by-step, the least technical person can look at it, type in the same commands, and if they can do it and they succeed and they get the same result that I got, there's no way you can dispute that, we did something that was out of scope or something that may have broken the rules of engagement, and that it is a legitimate finding. And now that's where you go into the impact and the potential damage that could happen if it were a real attack. So anyway, you want to make sure you keep good notes. So here you see navigating into the command line, and it gave all the information. Okay, cool. I'm going to get us into a different host on this network. Let's see what other goodies we can find. All right, so before we do that, no, LS, come on, thank you. Let's see what they have. Let's see what they're going to, because I know as soon as I hit complete mission, we're going to jump into something else. See, now there's another thing called Trojan worms. Now, if we cat it, it's an XML file, so it's not so it's not like an executable, so we don't have to worry about that. And remember, when if there's a space between file names, you want to make sure that you put it in quotation marks so that Linux knows that it's one thing. If not, it's going to think you're looking for something called Trojans and worms. Okay, so now they want to update the list. Crypto Coin Rancher, DDoS attack, Adobe Smash exploit. Patches, updates available for the first three listed using Norton 2049 version of Worm Wrangler. We won't have any issues for the time being with Adobe as long as. Shocker, Adobe's vulnerable. All right, even in the future. All right, so that was just a note of what they can do there. All right, so now we'll just clear out. We'll hit LS. Now we'll go up another directory. And now let's just hop into their mail directory. Let's see what they have in their inbox. The account, I've topped you off for this so that you can expedite payments to all the necessary channels. Give me an update on those channels we discussed. All right, so that was one. Now we're going to go ahead and cat locate the dragon. I've spoken with Carbon. He's heard a mention of the data dragon. The mere mention of cyber tools makes my blood pool boil. They should be mine. Gungear lacked the vision and foresight of what potential our future held. And sounds like Gungear has a rival. Okay. So we saw that. So now let's just cat right Nix. Right. I trust you will not need guidance on how to contact. Offer generously. So now they're trying to find this person, Nix. Now, from a diary entry that we read earlier, they said Nix is kind of crazy. They said you don't even want to look at Nix because you can end up in a bad place. All right, and now last but not least, stay on top of this. I don't believe I need to stress or remind you how imperative it is that all parties involved stay on top of the latest Norton Worm Wrangler and the Byte Cruncher patches. There's been a lot of chatter in the backroom feeds about those new Trojans and crawlers. Link with Cat for a complete list. Be sure that they are all covered. Double check on the quote-unquote kid. He goofs around too much in his free time. All right. All right, so now we're going to go up one more directory. And so we were just in the inbox. So now we're going to go into sent. Actually, I want to see something. LS sent. Okay, cool. And now LS spam. There's nothing in there. And then LS trash. All right, so there's one file. So there's 3 files in sent and 1 file in trash. So we're just going to do cat. Now, this is something else that we could do. We could actually, rather than actually changing directory and going into all of them, we can say cat and then and then just put the directory in there. So cat trash. Okay, they're not gonna. We're not the same .yml. No such file or directory. Okay, fine. You're gonna make a liar out of me. Oh, live streaming. I would appreciate it going forward if you would do me the extreme professional courtesy of not associating anything my little brother says or does with our personal business agenda. He and I are not the same person. We may be twins. However, I am the older one. I would just as soon prefer that you see us handle us as 2 separate, completely unrelated employees who happen to work in the same office. Cobalt. I wonder who they're referring to. So again, this is what I was saying before, people, when I said this is why I like going through here, because it kind of just gives you like some insight into, the inner workings and what other characters are going through and stuff. Because now, had I just kind of went through the mission, I wouldn't know that there seems to be some type of dissension in the group. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to use that to my advantage later on. I doubt it. That would be cool if, as we go through the game, we could do certain things like that for like phishing purposes or social engineering. All right, so this one just looks like make sure the information. So this one looks like they're talking to Carbon, making sure that the information is accurate because they don't want to just spend their money on nothing. Okay, so now we'll just cat prompt. Please send over the account and routing numbers you would like us to use for the transfer. Okay, and then cat, what's your number? Our researcher, blah, 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 blah. Looks like they're trying to contact someone. All right, cool. So we are done with that. We check this. We check the inbox. We check the spam. We check the sent folder, and we check trash. No. Now we need. Oh, so let's see what's in. Okay, so if we see the into trash, and now there's nothing there either. All right, cool. So we did the we did the documents, we did the downloads, we did the mail, and there was nothing in trash. So now I guess we can move on. Oh, all right. So now moving on to the next mission. I've got some good news. While you investigated, I managed to break into another device. Let me send you there now. So they SSH into the Cobalt BK end. You can always use who am I. All right. Go ahead and click through the files. EOS and myself will analyze them as you do. So again, we're going to go through the whole process of just kind of enumerating and gathering information. So we're going to start with who am I? We're Cobalt backend. And then we're going to see the working directory. We're in the root directory. Now we're going to list everything out. There's only a system folder. So we're going to go ahead and change directories and go into that system folder. And now we're going to list that out. And now there's, again, documents, downloads, mail, and trash. So we're going to start with, okay, so there's one file called to do for that. And then we're going to go ahead and those look interesting. So let's just go ahead and hop right in. So we're going to go check documents hold first. And remember, when you're doing stuff in Linux, it is case sensitive. So you want to make sure that you are doing capital D for documents, capital D, or if it's a lowercase, you want to make sure it's lowercase. But you want to make sure you are following the case rules when you're dealing with Linux. Otherwise, hold on. All right, cool. Just had a meeting canceled. I mean, I guess I should have expected it, seeing that it was 2.5 hours. Like, anyway, all right. Now we are in our documents folder. We're gonna hit LS, and there was a to-do list, and we're gonna hit clear. So now we're gonna go ahead and hit cat to do. So update and run new Norton 1080 version. I don't need a hint. Install Secretariat updates password up. Someone gave us a password. Install and update or install and implement Abaddon version 0. Okay. Order Cosme chicken tikka masala spice packets bamboo. Okay, so this is just Star Clucks. Gift card for mom too. Oh, he loves his mom. That's nice. Giving mom $200 to Star Clucks. All right. See, even though we're dealing with bad people, they still take care of their mama. Always take care of your parents. Your parents take care of you. Take care of them. Now you know, and no one's half the battle. I might be showing my age. That's a GI Joe joke. Jeez. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna back out again. We just did documents. Now we're gonna go ahead and move into. I didn't do tab. Downloads. We're gonna clear the screen just because I don't like a messy screen. Now we're gonna cat the AZS report, and we found the Star Guards file. Azure Star. Okay, this is a okay. Let's see here. Go ahead and click through the files. Yep. That's Azure Star. They're a computer supplier monopoly to both the private and public sectors. Why are they being targeted? Now, this is interesting as well because in the game earlier, they were targeting. We were conflicted last week, I guess you could say. They were targeting it was like almost like a mercenary group. And then they were also targeting, it was like a water, it was a supply, it was something, was it like an emergency? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and double check. But yeah, they're definitely picking some random targets. Because like I said, one of them, it was like I said, it was like a mercenary group, and they were a weapons manufacturer, weapon distributor, and I was like, eh. And then the other one, I was like, nah, that's kind of bad. So okay. This is why I like kind of going through the files and emails and stuff because it will hopefully give more insight as to what's going on. All right, so Azure Star is a computer and electronics manufacturer specializing in designing, manufacturing, and marketing consumer electronics, supercomputers, servers, storage, and personal devices, software, and other related services. Products manufactured by the company reached total shipments of 620 million units last year, taking up 40% of the global shipments for electronics. Okay. Azure Star owes its ascension from dominating sizable pieces of the Asian market as well as business relations created through the development of the Great China Road and Belt System in 2045. The newfound partnerships connected Europe, Africa, and China into one superconnective Asia Commonwealth, which was one of the main financiers of the project and increased its clout significantly. Something tells me that this should rear its head back in the story. Okay. Azure Star became the subject of controversy, I might be wrong, for having bundled software identified as malware on some of its laptops. The software SuperMonkey Visual Discovery is a web browser add-on that injects price comparison advertising into search engine results pages to intercept HTTPS encrypted communications. The software also installed a self-signed digital certificate. When the SuperMonkey private key was compromised, it was also discovered that the same private key was used across all installations of the software, leaving users vulnerable to security exploits utilizing the key. Now, this is where fiction meets fact. A lot of the time, a lot of applications, when their keys are compromised, or like for example their GitHub repositories or the source code of their application, you'll often find that certain credentials or passwords or codes or keys are hard coded into that source code or hard coded into the GitHub repository, and you find yourself with a data breach because now they have that information. There was one breach where they used and I know they're currently in the news right now, but they used the Okta key for third-party APIs, and that allowed them to gain access to the clients that were using those keys. So again, this is something that is unfortunately fairly normal in and what we do. Other notable security vulnerabilities within their firmware include automatically installing the two key optimizer program known as spyware that automatically sends system information to Azure Star for the first time its OS is connected to the grid. Huh. Okay. So that might be why they're a target. All right. So we saw the AZS report. So now I guess we need to cat the Lendway report. All right. Lendway Megacorp. They're the world's most advanced biotechnology and eugenics company, and they're on the list of targets. We got all we can out of Agendas 21's network. I sent the data. Let's wait to hear from him regarding what it would take. Okay. All right, cool. So let's read this real quick. So now we have this is a biotechnology company. So we have a biotechnology company. We have supercomputer manufacturer and distributor. We have a weapons manufacturer and essentially like a mercenary group. And I can't remember the fourth one. Okay, so Lendway Biotechnology started as a small biotech corporation in the late 2020s, initially focusing their R&D, research and development, in microorganisms synthesized fuel to meet rising energy demands following the harsh environmental shifts during the time. This springboarded Lendway in being at the forefront of both the biotech fuel and genetic engineering, ultimately leading to a substantial expansion and openings of a multitude of laboratory facilities across the U.S. I was about to say laboratory like Dexter's Lab. Again, showing my age. Dee, get out of my laboratory. Okay. Following the crash of 41, Lendway leveraged its close relationship with Biotech Bay, a smaller biotech corporation whose human-to-computer neural interface technology would later be acquired, and the four to claim its position as a Goliath within the United Corporate Alliance. Of particular interest is their relatively new acquisition of a state-of-the-art human-to-computer neural interface technology and its implications in the creation of powerful, more sentient AI. Using this tech, it's theoretically possible to create synthetic personalities from model humans and incorporate these within an AI program. However, insider connections have revealed potential vulnerabilities in their largest research and development department to date, environmental bioweapons, the crown jewel of being the Crown 49 airborne virus. Okay. Though only experts fully understand the capabilities of the virus, it is infamously known for being a powerful contagion with potential to cause a global pandemic of unprecedented scale. All right. So those are our other targets. So now let's go up one. Let's see what's in the downloads folder. Oh, that's where we just were? Let's be nosy, people. Let's go into their mail folder. And now let's go check out their inbox. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cat do this today. I attached a copy of the new Malbite Worm Wrangler. It includes patches for the new Trojans. Please download and use it immediately, okay? Firing source. You're a fool if you think Source Zero will go quietly. We should push harder and contract Nix. Again, I told you that Nix person. I guarantee if the Cybermancers will learn of it and retaliate. If that happens, it's best that we obtain Source Zero at any cost. Okay, so it looks like they pissed off another group called the Cybermancers. So there's Cybermancers, Agent 21, and I forgot the other faction, the faction that we're in right now. All right, so acquiring source 0. So cat re. All right. No, you're the fool. You don't know what you're talking about. There's no guarantee that if we use Nix, there won't be any mishaps along the way. We should go through the dealers and get the job done. So again, looks like we're getting some back and forth arguments. And now it says, wait, what? Ari. Okay. Don't argue. Oh, Carbon and Cobalt are the twins. Or they're the yeah, I'm assuming they're the twins. Don't argue with your older brother. You let that big brain of yours fool you into thinking things will go smoothly. What we need now is to get the job done. The dealers are too expensive. They will cause the same amount of ruckus when obtaining Source Zero. Nix, while hard to work with, has reasonable prices and will get the job done. All right, so like I said, so it looks like Cobalt and Carbon are related. All right, so we have Ari. Yep, they're the twins. You're such a child. You're born 4 minutes before me, but it seems as though I've had 4 more years of brain development. All right. We're almost done, y'all. Stay safe on track. It is imperative that you make time before the end of day to run the new Kaspersky malware dunk version 2050 so we can stay on track for the needed Horseman updates. They are set for the AM tomorrow, and we don't need any chances with looky-loos or Trojans. Okay. On. Please remember to run a full maintenance check, clear our cache, and update your download of Norton 1080 to version 2049 2.1. This update can detect all the latest worms, Trojans, and trickery. Do me a favor, remind your brother to do the same. This is my network, and I'll be damned if any of your devices leave us with exposure. So it sounds like Carbon can be very problematic. What do y'all think? I mean, they both sound like they are very childish, but it seems like Carbon is usually the one that they seem to be worried about more than anything. So there was nothing in the sent folder, and now we'll CD into the trash folder, and looks like there's more stuff. Re-untangling the tangled web to Carbon. Carbon, are you sure this intel we can trust? I have continuing doubts with the amount of lies and misinformation we have received in the past, which keeps stringing us along. However, this could indeed be huge. I can sort out a larger compensation for your source if this will expedite us receiving the information. I will transfer the bit credits shortly to the joint wallet. I believe this will be more than sufficient. In the meantime, continue cultivating from the miscreants in your ledger. The more information we trap, the larger our web becomes, and the larger our web becomes, the more information we trap. Okay. Okay, so looks like Carbon is the plug. All right, RE dash. All right, Cobalt, I have received the funds and will discuss with the source shortly about his compensation in proportion to the information he ultimately supplies. I'll keep you updated. Okay. Yes, stop with the spider metaphors. All right. Cat untangling. Cobalt, hang on to your seat for this one. After years of cultivating my sources, I received some very promising information this morning that we could finally clear up the hazy, fake, outright misinformed intel we received in the past. There are talks of a possible location of the data drop of the data dragon. The source seems to be reputable and hesitant in the complete discourse. Fair for their life if this were leaked. Perhaps a stronger financial incentive is required. Imagine being able to get my hands on a data analysis tool like that, or even yet being able to reverse engineer it and implement it into Abaddon. So this is like the second or third time I saw Abaddon referenced. So again, this that sounds like there's some type of tool or some type of other cyber weapon that they're building as well. All right, so Carbon got wind of some information of the data dragon. Cobalt said if this is true, then they'll go ahead and make a payment. And Carbon said, "All right, cool. Let's see let's see what they get, and then we'll pay them." All right, so the first target we need to gain access to is owned by ABM. Yep. So Allied Business Machine was one of the first targets we saw earlier. Located in Dallas with the United Corporate Alliance, this is the largest weapons manufacturer, distributor, and mercenary contractor in the world, as ties to U.S. government, police, and military projects. Shocker. ABM is doing well after swallowing large companies. Okay, after the crash of 41, run by Thomas Stark. Yep. So remember, I was saying the first target, I was like, is it bad though? Wealthy playboy Thomas Stark. Tommy Stark. If its weapons control networks were ever compromised, the firepower that it could unleash would start World War III overnight. Let's hurry, the world needs us. All right, so we have finished mission 3. Welcome back. Free fill to explore the network when you're ready to go to your next mission. All right, so we already explored all of that. So now let's go back to the map. All right, so we just finished mission 3. Again, we're going to stop here for the day because I think we're good. So now we have cool. Again, like I said, I would love for them to kind of do like a summary thing. I'm gonna have to ask if they do that because before I make any assumptions. But yeah, we finished mission 3. So we got the information from Sorceress, and then we figured out there was going to be a cyber attack. And then here we started to find out that a couple of the targets, and now here we found out some of the other targets, and now we also know more information that there's a tool also that they're creating called Abaddon, and that some of the internal rumblings within their organization, their criminal organization, especially between Carbon and Cobalt, who are twins. So now the next mission we would be we're gonna go check out this Allied Business Machines, but that's all for today. So so thanks for rocking with me. If y'all are interested in all of this, please go ahead and use our link, which is gethaiku.io, and use our link Haiku Hacker. That will support what we're doing here, support the center. Also, we're going to be doing our introduction to ethical hacking workshop this Saturday from 1:30 to 5. We're going to go through the process of learning a lot of the tools that you see here in Haiku, but we're also going to be using them on semi-real targets. Obviously, we can't hack real targets because that's illegal, but we're going to be using some vulnerable machines, and we're going to try to gain access to them and go through the process. And not only are we going to go through the process, I'm going to kind of walk you through my methodology and also show you that in some cases there's always more than one way to get into a system. So it's going to be a really cool workshop. We are doing it in person here at the center as well as virtually on Zoom. Everybody who is registered, they should be receiving an email either tonight or early tomorrow with the information and with the resources that they need to go ahead and download so that we can just go ahead and jump right into it when we start. Because again, I said it's 3.5 hours, but that time will go by fast after we go through the whole presentation and all the exercises. Um, Super excited to be sharing that with everybody. Thank you to those who have purchased and registered, and I'm thanking you in advance. And then, like I said, we'll also go ahead and do. I want to do the next one on using haiku, so I'm going to be in contact with them, and maybe we'll set that up for like January or February. If you want to check us out, you can go ahead and check out our website, alphaesportstech.com. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as Alpha Esports Tech, and Twitter or X as Alpha Esport Tech, where we had to get rid of the other S because there's a limit to how many letters. Again, Elon Musking. And last but not least, if you want to support the stream, you want to support me, you want to support Alpha Esports and Technology or Alpha Cybersecurity, you can go ahead and buy me a coffee. Coffees are the donations are as little as $5. That would be greatly appreciated if you would want to do that. You could, if not, hey, I appreciate y'all just rocking out with me now for about an hour and a half. So I gotta figure out like the Dragon Ball Z voice. Like I've been showing my age all day. I did GI Joe, I did Dexter's Lab, and now I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. But tune in next week, same Alpha Esports time, same Alpha Esports channel, and we will jump in and check out the ABM's system. So I don't want to enter the mission, but we're going to go check this out. We're going to check out our next mission next week and figure out what we can do to help them protect themselves from becoming a target of the Agenda 21 group. So thank y'all for rocking out with me. I will see y'all next week. Again, like, subscribe, follow, comment, click the bell. This way you're notified whenever we're online. And, tell a friend to come by and check out the stream. So I'm going to log off of here. I'm going to respond to some emails and some messages. And then I'll probably be back on the Twitch channels since, you're not allowed to multi-stream when you're on Twitch. But I'll probably go back and stream on Twitch later on and probably do some gaming. So until next time, everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you next week.